Romans are in a celebratory mood. One of their soldiers has beaten the soldiers of the Albans, and I'm talking about Horatius, who were picked to be among the three Romans to face the three Albans. He has beaten all the three of them. Of course, the Romans have lost two guys, but the guy who remained standing was their guy. Now they are the winners. So Horatius is a hero. He saved Rome, but then Horatius makes a very stupid mistakes, and he cuts short the celebrations. Okay, I invite you to my YouTube channel. I'm happy that you are watching. In this channel, we explore ancient texts, and ancient texts here, I mean texts that have been around for thousands of years. And we try to find interesting tales in these texts, and also information, of course, and knowledge. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe so that you don't miss a video that I upload. And plus, it will also help me reach a wider audience. Now, Horatius has won. He's beaten the Albans. He's the hero of Rome. He's saved Rome. He's made Rome to be respected once again. But then, as they are going home, the Roman soldiers are celebrating. They are congratulating him, of course. He's won the war for Rome. And they are going home, and they reach home. And then Horatius, now they are home, a place called Porta Capena. That's what Livy tells us. As they approach Porta Capena, they meet, of course, the women and children and the elderly of the city come to meet them. And among these people is the sister of Horatius. Now, the sister of Horatius turns out was to be wedded by one of the Alban. I think it's one of the Alban boys. The way Livy described it, I was left a little bit confused. Maybe I'm slow at understanding some of this, the way the language is used. But the way he described it, I was left wondering, is it one of the boys from Rome or from Alban? But my conclusion is like one of the boys from Alban was killed, was going to marry the sister of Horatius. Now, Horatius comes and they meet with the sister. And Horatius is expecting the sister, of course, to celebrate him and to congratulate him for making Rome proud. But the sister, looking around, sees some of the what do you call it, like some of the military cloak or military clothes, if I may call them, or uniform, whatever you might call it, being carried, and she recognized, because whoever was killed at the field, they carried their military cloak and attire and everything. And she looks and she sees the attire of the person of her fiancé, the person who was going to marry her, and she understands that he's dead. And she starts to mourn, and she undoes her hair. She starts to mourn, of course. And Horatius looks at her and is angry, like, you are supposed to celebrate me for what I've done for Rome, but here you are mourning somebody else who has died and who is a foe, who is an enemy of Rome. And in fact, he is so angry and enraged, he takes out a sword and kills the sister. Now, at that moment, everybody is silent. And he kills her by telling her this: be gone to your betrothed with your ill-timed love, since you have forgot your brothers, both the dead and the living, and forgot your country. So perish every Roman woman who mourns her foe. So the girl is dead, and everybody is silent because they didn't expect that to happen. And they immediately is arrested, because that's now a crime and it's not acceptable. He's arrested and is taken to the king, Tullus. Tullus is now, doesn't know, is perplexed, he's bewildered. He doesn't know what to do, because this guy has killed someone, his own sister. But this guy is also a hero of Rome. What do we do with him? Now, the king appoints kind of like a jury or something like that. He avoids doing the actual work himself, even though the way Livy describes it, he could have decided what happens to him. But he decides he's going to appoint a jury to decide on that. And the jury listens to everything and considers everything and says, according to the customs and the laws, there's nothing we can recommend here besides him being punished. And punishment here was for his own life to be taken. And in fact, we are told, Livy tells us that the lictor, which you can say like maybe the police, the law enforcement, they take him up and they want to put a noose around him. And the king, Tullus, is seated there watching. Before the noose goes into his neck, Tullus says, I appeal. He says, I appeal on behalf of this Horatius guy. And now, apparently the appeal now will go to the general public. The people, as a group, will sit and decide what happens. Now, the appeal starts, and his father, the father of Horatius, comes and speaks, and he begs. Of course, it is his own daughter who has been killed, and you want to take away his son, who was a hero a moment ago. and he talks and everybody listens, and he is acquitted. Horatius is acquitted, but on a condition that the family have to pay a certain amount of money, and they're also supposed to set up kind of like an altar or a temple in honor of the girl whose life was taken, and they do that. And that's how Horatius ends up being accepted again back to the community. He was a hero, he was a criminal, then they accept him. We don't know whether he's a hero or anything, just becomes, he's forgiven, he remains part of the Roman people.